Hey there, happy Monday everybody! So after last week's toffee, I'm going to try and make something a little more simple this week, and this is just a good old-fashioned peanut brittle. We start with a cup and a half of granulated sugar, 3/4 of a cup of light corn syrup, 1/3 of a cup of water, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And over medium to medium-high heat, we're going to bring that up to a boil. I don't know if you can hear the water. I have assistance today. I have the goodest girl for company. So just make sure to give that a nice stir. Again, as we said last week, just so that we don't scorch any of that sugar onto the bottom of the pan. And now that we're roughly at a boil, we'll go ahead and insert our candy thermometer. And we're looking for about 250. Now, I did say that peanut brittle is a fairly simple candy. It is really hard to mess it up. Not to say that I haven't done that. But this is also a recipe that you can make in the microwave. I don't have microwave instructions for you, unfortunately, but I'm sure if you look online you can find something that will help you. Now when you hit 250, you want to take a cup and a half of peanuts and add those in and continue to stir. Now you could use more or less to your taste as far as peanuts are concerned. You can also use other nuts. Pecan brittle is actually really good. I can imagine something like an almond brittle would be good, but we're going with good old-fashioned peanuts. And we want to continue to cook that until we hit 300 degrees. That is our hard crack stage. And we will just stir occasionally. We don't want to stir too much. So we're at 270 right now. I basically stir every 10 degrees as I'm watching it on the candy thermometer. There might have been some scorching, unfortunately, so you know what I said about really hard to mess up? I may have done it. Okay, at 300 degrees, we kill the heat, add 3 tablespoons of butter, a nice solid teaspoon of vanilla, maybe a little bit more because we like vanilla. Take out the candy thermometer, and a teaspoon and a half of baking soda. And now you're just going to stir that, and you'll notice that the texture is going to change relatively quickly. It's going to take on sort of a matte finish. The baking soda sort of aerates the mixture along with the mixing that we're doing right here. And we just want to stir that until that butter is completely melted. Now we have our half sheet pan lined with a sheet of parchment. And we're going to just dump this onto the parchment and spread it out just so you have a nice even layer. You notice it's already cooling a little bit, so it's starting to get a little more difficult to spread, but that looks relatively even. So this now will need to cool to room temperature. And again, like the toffee, this will take at least an hour, probably a little bit longer. Now that our brittles had sufficient time to cool, we will just break it into individual chunks for serving. You just do this with your hands. And we'll take this little piece here. Got some nice peanuts in the cross section. It's a nice sort of tan, glossy, but yet still somewhat matte finish. That is definitely peanut brittle. Get some nutty flavors, get sort of a caramelized sugars. All in all, very pleasant. Well, I thought it was nap time, but I guess the sound of peanut brittle breaking means that it's not. And now that we have that broken up, get our trusty little cellophane bags. Throw a couple pieces in. Get that all closed up, ready to go. So hopefully you thought this one was easy, because it is, and I am hoping that somebody tries to make it. And if you do, please let me know, because I'd be very interested to hear how this recipe turned out for you. Anyway, hope you have a great week, and we'll see you again next time. Bye!